good night. My name is Vasun Ganpat, and today in this tutorial we're going to learn how to install Active Directories and make a domain controller and install DSN server. Alright, so first we basically start off by clicking on Server Manager. As you can see, my Windows server is up already, right? Alright, now we're going to basically add our roles to our domain services. Alright, we're going to wait for this to load before we continue. You see it's collecting data, seeing which roles are installed or everything. Alright, as you can see, full name of my computer, Win Toyota, work group, local area, connection, right? Okay, so now we're going to go into row, click on rows, add rows, click next. You're going to select Active Directory Domain Services, that's the second one. I'm going to click on next, next again, and install. Alright, so this is going to take a little while, so I'm going to leave this to install, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so we are back. Our Active Directory Domain Services have installed. So as you can see, Active Directory Domain Services installation was successful, right? So now we're going to basically run our DC Promo wizard. You can use this link here to launch and activate the DC Promo wizard to install a forest and basically make it a domain controller. But we're going to close this. We're going to do it the long way, right? So we're going to close this off too. We're going to minimize this. Alright, click start, go on command prompt. We're basically going to type in DC Promo. Alright, click enter. Alright, so we're going to continue. Our wizard has came up. Welcome to Active Directory Domain Services Installation Wizard. So you're going to click next and click next again. You're going to create a new domain in a new forest, right? So you're going to click on that. You're going to click next. Alright, we're going to put in our domain name. So you're going to put in our domain name. You can basically name your domain any name. Alright, click next. It's basically checking to see if we haven't used the name before or any forests was created with this name. So it's verifying the name now. So this basically takes a second. Alright, this asking us for our forest functional level. We're gonna select Windows Server 2000, mainly because most of our software now, example Windows 7, Windows Vista, is more capable for Windows Server 2000. Example, later on in the next tutorial, we have to join the network, join a PC to a network, and basically we're using Windows 7. So this makes it easier for us by using Windows Server 2000 because of the software compatibility. Right, so I'm selecting Windows Server 2008. I'm gonna click next. Alright, selecting optional options for the domain controller. So basically it is asking you, giving you other stuff that you need with the domain controller, DSN server, global catalog. We're gonna click next. Alright, no, I will assign a static IP address for myself, right? You wanna click on this, click no. Alright, so let's assign our static IP address. We're gonna go on our network settings here. We're gonna right click. We're gonna click on Network and Sharing Center. Right. Alright, we're gonna go on Manage Network Connections. Click on that. We're gonna right click on this and click Properties. Okay. So we're going to remove this because we don't use this Internet Protocol version 6. We're going to untick that. We're going to click on Internet Protocol version 4. We're going to click Properties. Alright, and we're going to use the following IP address. So we're going to put in our IP address 192.168.0.1. Right? By installing this, this comes up, or subnet mask comes up as the default. Alright, we're going to put in back our IP address 192.168.0.1. Right? Our preferred DSN server 192.168.0.1. Alright? 02. I'm going to put 02. I forgot. I'm going to use 02. So basically, this allows us for the server to communicate with each other. So this is basically a loopback address, we call this. Alright, so I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click close. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to continue with our installation. So we're going to click next. Examining DSN configuration. Alright, we're going to click yes, continue. Alright, this basically shows us where our login files will be saved. We're going to click next because we're not going to change that. We're going to put in our password now. Remember that your password have to be of one symbol, a letter, and letters and numbers, right? Okay, I made a mistake there, so we're going to type it over again. Alright, you're going to click next. Alright, our export settings. We're going to click on our export settings, basically where we can find our documents or files. Right? So I'm going to name this. Right? Save. Okay. Click next. Alright. So I'm going to click on reboot on completion. So basically this is our DSN services installation wizard. This is basically installing our DSN services for us. So I'm going to pause this and we will be back very shortly when it's completed and restarted, right? Okay, as you can see, my server has restarted. Right, so as you can see, the name of our domain has come up, supralab / administrator. So I'm going to put in my password now. Right. Right, I'm sorry for the noise if you're hearing this on the background. I really do apologize for that. Okay, so our server screen has came up. So now basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna add our zone to our domain services. To our domain controller, we're gonna add a zone to it. Alright, so basically I'm gonna click on server manager here. Alright, as you see it comes up. I'm gonna go on role, click roles. And I'm gonna go on DSN server. Click on DSN server. Click on my drop down. Click on my drop down again. Click on Win Toyota. Gonna go on reverse lookup zones. Alright, as you can see, it doesn't have a zone right now, so I'm gonna add a zone. Alright, click new zone, Alright, I'm gonna go through this wizard. This wizard helps us to install our zone. I'm gonna click next. I'm gonna click on primary zone, it's already clicked it. I'm gonna click next again. We're gonna click the middle one to all DSN servers in the domain supralab.com. Click next, and we're gonna use IPv4 reverse lookup zone. We're done using that, and we're gonna pin our network ID. Well, our network ID is 192.168.168.0. Okay. If you have forgotten your ID, you can basically go back on your server manager and you can see it right here, 192.168.0. Right? Alright, gonna click back on my manager again. Click next. Alright, gonna allow on non-secure and secure dynamic updates. Right? Click next and click finish. So our zone has been added. So as you can see, it pops up and see our zone has been added. So we're going to do a forward lookup. We're going to update our supralab.com, our host A. Click on that, right click, properties, created pointer, click apply, OK. Right? So that was basically adding on Active Directory roles. So now basically these are some of the stuff you get with our Active Directory services, right? Our built-in, we got 21 built-ins here. Our computers, we haven't added any computers to our domain, so there will be none. Later on in our next tutorial we'll be doing that. Our domain controller, Toyota, that's the PC we are using right now. Foreign security, we doesn't have any now, and basically these are our users, right? There are some other features you get with it, so I'm gonna minimize this. Alright, so now we're gonna do a forward lookup using command prompt. Alright, so we're gonna type in NS look up, right? Click enter. Alright, as you can see, default server local host 127 address, that's our address. We're going to pin our IP address now, 192.168.0.1. Click enter. Okay, so as you can see, server local host address, name of our PC, wintoyota.supralab.com. So we're going to do our forward lookup, and we're going to do our forward lookup and basically show that it's working. So win-toyota.supralab.com. Alright, so as you can see, our server is basically a control server, and it shows that everything is working and everything is functional. And basically this is our tutorial. This brings us to the end of our tutorial. I basically hope you remember everything we have done and everything we have completed. I hope you enjoyed it.